All right, everyone to your places.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Get the lights.
Yes, sir. Striking.
Quiet on the set, please. We're on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Craig Nolan.
Buenas noches, soy Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And here we are with another show.
We made it.
This our middle May show. Holy cow.
It's going fast.
Post-May Day show. It's whipping by
It's
here.
going fast.
For 2017, thanks for joining us. We have our usual lineup of stuff here, our news and community bulletin board. Adele is here with
It's easy being green.
Indeed it is. And CBB, as I mentioned, our News for Seniors file. Denise with her review. She's looking
Right.
at master class tonight. And then an interview, our Styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari, who's a little under the weather, but nevertheless another installment, a pre-recorded perhaps installment of her Sustainable Scoop, talking to our very own Corwin Roncace.
Awesome.
And that's our show. But before we go, a social media reminder from my partner, Senor Pineda.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And the number 1, also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. Craig, on to the news.
All right, gracias, Senor Pineda. Here we go with the first of our news items. Well, a place of worship in Arlington was one of 2 Northern Virginia-based churches that were set on fire within 2 days of each other. Just after 10 in the morning on Thursday, May 11th, the staff at Kingdom Hall Jehovah's Witnesses on Williamsburg Boulevard discovered a hallway that was on fire. Firefighters extinguished it within a few minutes. A county fire spokesperson mentioned that they smelled an accelerant when they arrived. The other church in Fairfax experienced a fire the day before. Both arson incidents are under investigation. Daniel.
Well, Craig, May is Mental Health Month, and Arlington Public Schools are highlighting the mental health resources they offer in conjunction with community partners. They have school counselors, psychologists, and social workers at every APS school. These professionals are available for both students and their families. According to the APS website, 50% of all lifetime cases of mental illness develop by age 14. 90% of people who committed suicide had a pre-existing mental illness, and suicide is the second leading cause of death in 14 to 24-year-olds. To learn more information about mental health and suicide prevention tips and resources, visit the website. That's at nami.org/learn-more, or go to the other website at health.arlingtonva.us and look under behavioral health care programs and services. Craig.
All right, Daniel, also in our news, both mental and physical safety are important all year round. And while our school systems are focusing on education and mental preparedness, the police department is focusing on safety. Click It or Ticket, the national campaign to increase seatbelt use, will kick off this month. From Monday, May 22nd until June 4, Arlington County Police and police agencies around the county will prioritize checking for motorists for those who aren't buckled up. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, last year almost 14,000 lives were saved because people were wearing their seatbelts. For more information on Click It or Ticket, visit their website. Should be on your screen there, www.nhtsa.gov/CIOT. Daniel.
Well, Craig, if you use Metro to travel instead of driving, things just got a bit more inconvenient for you. WMATA will reduce service on both the Orange and Silver lines starting on Tuesday, that's May the 16th, and lasting until June the 15th. The DC to Orange line stations will experience 20 to 25% fewer rides, and the Silver line will run every 12 minutes during rush hour between Wheelie Reston East and Stadium Armory. Several Orange Line stations in Maryland will be shut for that duration. Very important information, Craig.
You bet. Also in our news items, on Wednesday, May 10, an Arlington police officer who died as a result of his heroic acts In the line of duty will be honored. Corporal Harvey Snook's name was added to the police memorial statute in an official ceremony. Officer Snook engaged in recovery efforts following the Pentagon terrorist attack on 9/11/2001. He developed cancer as a result, and he died on January of 2016. You can visit police.arlingtonva.us/about-hall-honor to learn more about Officer Snook and the other 6 honorees. Those are our news items. We'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after Adele Quo presents another edition of
It's Easy Being Green.
Here's Adele.
Hey, Adele.
A little rough there today, but thanks for the wonderful welcome. And my name's Adele Quo, and it's Easy Being Green. For our recent Earth Day edition, Joe Tree Frog here, our favorite mascot, announced the Greater Arlington Solar Co-op, which has launched and is welcoming homeowners and businesses to join. We love that members can band together to save money while going solar. Sadly, architects and builders all too often choose to separate the two technologies on the roof. Joe wants to know, why should a green roof compete with solar panels for space on your roof? While adding solar panels to your roof will help generate clean electricity from the clean and pure renewable energy of the sun, Joe wants to remind you combining a vegetated roof with solar panels is the perfect match to handle the perfect storm. A green roof system captures and retains stormwater and therefore reduces rainwater runoff. An added benefit, green roofs provide additional insulation in both winter and summer. On a 90-degree summer day like today, a black roof can get up to 140 to 150 degrees, whereas the plants and soil of a living roof protect your home from direct solar heat and moderates the temperatures indoors and up on your roof. So a green roof remains at 90 degrees that same 90-degree summer day. Meanwhile, photovoltaic elements, PV elements, lose their efficiency as temperatures on a roof rise, sometimes even shutting down if temperatures get too high. Heat is the enemy of energy production. So when you combine the two technologies and mount solar panels on a green roof, it will produce significantly more energy, up to 16% more than solar panels mounted on a black roof, especially during summer's high temperatures. A vegetated roof helps to keep things cool up top and increases the efficiency of the solar panels perched atop the green. Perhaps Arlington can follow New York City's Department of Buildings' lead to launch a new green roof and solar tax abatement program to encourage combined solar green roofs. According to the Anacostia Watershed Society, a green roof and solar power makes a difference even in a residential small home. This 540 square foot green roof at 14th and W Streets Northwest captures 8,640 gallons of rainfall and was designed and installed directly under PV solar arrays. Together, green roofs and blue solar create a win-win for homeowners and our planet. So remember, it's easy being green going with a solar green roof.
I like it.
Hey, Adele.
Yep,
Green and
use
blue
both.
together. Those are
Green
good
and blue.
colors.
I guess they
Colors
are.
for your roof, green and blue together. And if nothing else, it's just fun to say the word photovoltaic.
Exactly. That's a long one, yes.
That's a great word, isn't it?
Almost tripped myself up on
Or
it.
PV if you like to
PV
shorten it.
for
but
short.
That's really good stuff. I like that. Thanks, Adele. We
Yeah, Adele.
appreciate it. Here we go. As promised now, our CBB, or Community Bulletin Board file. On camera 2. Okay, Memorial Day will be Monday, May 29. And here are a few of the activities that you may want to attend for the weekend. The Parkour Beast Coat. If you want to be fit and a little dangerous, then check out Beast Coast 2017. It's the world's largest annual parkour event. Athletes move through an urban area by running, jumping, swinging, crawling, and climbing from one spot to the next in the most efficient way possible. That'll run from Saturday, May 27 to Sunday, May 28 at 1300 Lee Highway. Tickets are $5 to $89. You can check out the website there listed on your screen, www.facebook.com/American Park Hour for more details. Daniel.
get a little warmer. So if you rather cool off instead, then consider swimming an outdoor pool. Arlington County's indoor pools are open year-round. However, county spray parks open Saturday, May the 27th. Private outdoor pools will also probably open the same day. Visit their website at parks.arlingtonva.us/parks-facilities/spray-grounds to learn more information. Cool off, Craig.
Cool. Cool. And also in our CBB file, the Art Institute of Washington is presenting work for artist J. Young Gerard. Her installations are a mixture of paintings, collage, fiber arts, and mixed media. Her work will be on display from now through Wednesday, June 21 at 1820 North Fort Myer Drive. The exhibit is called The Designer's Retrospective. You can visit their website, which is on your screen there, www.roslinva.org/events/calendar to learn more about this and other Roslyn events. Also another website also on your screen, www.artinstitutes.edu, Arlington, to learn more about the Art Institute. Daniel, your turn.
Craig, Arlington Public Library has resources for designing, creating, and fixing, well, stuff. Classes, software, and tools for everything from knitting to sewing, Photoshop and Premiere Pro, and Arduino and Raspberry Pi are available for your maker or crafter needs. There's a couple you may be interested in. Visit this website, Craig, library.arlingtonva.us/calendar for more information on these and other library events. We're getting all the websites today.
Raspberry Pi, really. Well, whether or not you're an artist, you can still use your collage and crafting skills, upcycle odds and ends from around your house at the Crafter Party. It meets every fourth Wednesday at Columbia Pike Branch Library. Their next meeting will be coming up May 24 from 6:30 to 8:30 in the PM portion of the day in the multi-purpose room of the library. So check that out. More information now from our CBB file. Here's Daniel.
Well, Craig, kids from 2nd to 5th grade can work on craft at Maker Club. The event will be on Wednesday, May the 31st from 4:15 in the PM, Craig, to 5:15 in the PM at the Central Library's Rabbit Hole.
All right, gracias, Senor Pereira. And that's it, I think, for our CBB file. News for Seniors is on deck right after we hear from our very own reviewer. Here's Denise.
Masterclass at Metro Stage in Alexandria is playwright Terrence McNally's tribute to opera and its remarkable diva, Maria Callas. Near the end of her career, Callas taught masterclasses at Juilliard, and this play recalls one of them as she tries to impart her knowledge to 3 opera students while recalling her own professional glory days culminating at La Scala and her personal involvement with 2 extremely wealthy men. Callas was well known for her intensity and temperament. She overcame an unhappy childhood, unfulfilling love relationships, unflattering self-image, and feuds with her contemporaries and employers. While her detractors said her voice had its inadequacies, she reveled in singing the most challenging bel canto operas of the 19th century and embellishing her vocals by acting out the complexities of the diverse heroines. Her legacy remains as one of the greatest opera singers of all times, and she is credited with expanding the repertoires of singers who followed her. Director Nick Olcott has a strong background in directing opera and has a dream cast for this production. Esteemed actress Ilona Dulowski as Callas frequently performs operas in our area. She captures the look and the presence of the prima donna while letting us glimpse the vulnerability and insecurities Callas hid from her adoring fans. The 3 students, Emily Hunzel and Ayanna Reed as the sopranos, and David Noon as the tenor, are recent voice students at area universities. Joseph Walsh, as the accompanist, has had a long career at Virginia Opera. So while the operatic bases are well represented and opera lovers will be thoroughly impressed with these young voices, the actors tell a broader tale of people yearning to succeed at any chosen goal and to learn from a master that there is no substitute for hard work and sacrifice to aid their knowledge and talent in achieving personal goals. In a touching gesture, Artistic Director Carolyn Griffin has dedicated this production to our very own Rich Masabny. As a friend of Metro Stage and supporter of dramatic arts in the D.C. area, he would have been so touched by her gesture and especially thrilled that his show extols opera. Join the cast of Masterclass as they celebrate the life of Maria Callas through June 11th. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Denise. Her spin on Masterclass. We appreciate it. Here we go. As promised now, News for Seniors glasses in place. Our News for Seniors file. And we're off. Well, the Federal Interagency Forum on Aging-Related Statistics has released a comprehensive report. We're quoting here, Older Americans 2016 Key Indicators of Well-Being. 6 broad groups were studied: population, economics, health status, health risks and behavior, health care, and environment. They examined 41 indicators, including Social Security beneficiaries, dementia, long-term care providers, and transportation. There's a special feature about informal caregivers, unpaid family members, or friends who assist seniors with functional limitations to perform everyday tasks. 16 federal agencies collaborated to monitor and report national-level statistics on the well-being of older Americans. You can download or review a copy of this report at, its information should be on your screen, https://agingstats.gov, or call them, might be easier, at 301-458-4800 for more information. Daniel.
Well, Craig, elder abuse is defined as an act that causes harm or distress to an individual 60 years or older. About 5 million elder Americans each year are victims. It happens most often in relationships based on trust and can be intentional or unintentional. Here are 4 signs of elder abuse. Physical abuse. Common signs of physical abuse include unexplained injuries such as bruises, broken bones, burns, abrasions, and pressure marks. Or odd explanations for injuries like, oh, he ran into a wall. Neglect includes dirty clothes, soiled diapers, bed sores, unusual weight loss, and home that's unusually messy, lack of needed medical aids such as hearing aids, cane, and glasses. If the elder is disabled, especially cognitively disabled, and needs help taking medications or getting dressed, it can be considered neglect if their caregiver is not providing assistance. Verbal or emotional abuse. Unusual behaviors such as withdrawal, biting or rocking, nervous or fearful behavior, especially around the caregiver. A tense relationship between the caregiver and elder. A caregiver who snaps or yells at the elder, forced isolation by the family member or caregiver. Financial exploitation includes bills not being paid, money disappearing, caregiver taking money or for purchases that don't arrive, unusual purchases, increased use of credit cards, more frequent cash withdrawals, and additions to bank accounts or credit cards. If you suspect elder abuse and the situation seems dangerous, give them a call 911 or the local police for immediate help. For additional resources, contact Elder Care Locator. That's at 800-677-1116. For more information about elder abuse, visit the website National Center on Elder Abuse. That's at ncea.acl.gov/resources/state.html. That's a long one. Or caring.com at caring.com/article/signs-of-elder-abuse. Very important information, Craig.
Bravo. Good job. Good job, Senior Pineda. That is important information, and you did a good job with that. We'll be back with sign-off and bye-bye right after we hear from Miriam Gennari and another installment of her Sustainable Scoop. Here's Miriam.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Hit the lights.
Yes, sir. Biking.
Hi, Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Many of us are amateurs here at the Weekly News, but there are several professionals as well. Joining me today is Corwin Roncace. He is a filmmaker, a member of the Arlington Weekly News crew, and he did the stop motion for our opening. Welcome.
Pleased to meet you.
Well, listen, Corwin, everyone is talking about this wonderful animation opening that we have. How did you do it?
It was done through a process called stop motion animation. It's a very old animation technique. You just take a picture of a figure, you move it slightly, you take another picture, you repeat this over and over till you record it, you scene, play them all back, and the characters look like they're moving on their own. And that was the process that I did for the Lego animations for the beginning and the ending of the Arlington Weekly News show.
Well, you know, a lot of people study film and different types of technology in school, but this seems very specialized.
Yeah, it can be also very complex depending on what kind of scene you're going for and how many characters you have in it and what you're trying to have happen. And but usually the best solution to problems can be simple ones. And fortunately, this was simple enough for me to do.
I think it was fantastic. Now, are you working on any projects right now, Corwin?
Yes, I'm currently doing one for Adele Quo, who is the host for Easy Being Green, and it's starring Joe Treefrog here.
Oh, we know him.
Yep, he's the mascot for Easy Being Green, and she has asked me to do a short animation for her website to introduce people to it, and it will star Joe Treefrog in it. And I've been recently submitting some short test animation clips for testing out the kind of moves that Joe Treefrog will be doing.
Isn't it interesting that the Arlington Weekly News and Arlington Independent Media offers an opportunity like this for you to dabble and try new things?
Yeah, it's quite fortunate. It's quite fortunate that Mr. Heffmunson was able to offer me the chance to do this.
And other things that you do for the Arlington Weekly News? What else?
Well, I'm a switcher here at the studio. I help to switch back and forth between the cameras and bring up graphics. Although I don't do graphics, I just bring them up whenever I'm told to. But you have to make sure you listen and pay close attention.
Right. And then, of course, I've seen you behind the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
But your passion really is as an editor and filmmaker on these types of films, stop motion.
Oh, yeah. I'm also interested in special effects. I really love how movies are able to create many kinds of illusions in movies.
Give me an example.
Like, let's see. You remember the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or the Mummy,
Mm-hmm.
I was fascinated with how they were able to use CGI and bring characters like those to life. And you've probably also heard about Jurassic Park as well. Yeah. And but there's also, of course, the ones before that, like Ray Harryhausen's Jason and the Argonauts. We all know that is one of the finest moments of stop motion in the history of film. Many consider it to be Harryhausen's magnum opus.
Okay.
And especially the skeleton fight scene.
I remember that scene. So that was all stop motion. And what year was that done?
That was in 1963, and if I heard right, it took Harryhausen 4.5 months to complete that 4-minute scene.
Now, I know you studied at George Mason University, but what was that moment, aside from these old films, that you realized that this was something you were interested in?
Well, actually, it wasn't at school. It was I think around 2000 or 2001 when the Lego company released a new set called the Lego Studio Steven Spielberg movie making set. That's where I was introduced to stop motion. It was a set that would enable young kids to make their own stop motion Lego films, or brick films as they are called, and it showed me what I could do with stop motion, and I believe that's what got me interested in video editing. And I didn't know about animators like Phil Tippett or Ray Harryhausen at the time, although I do now. But it was that particular software that introduced me to stop motion.
And you've done some of that with those types of kits.
Yes.
So, I mean, we have to give George Mason University a lot of credit. Not only did we get a volunteer here at the station, but we have a creator. And young people are really getting excited about these types of things, even though they've been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Movies have come a long way. A lot has changed, and a lot of things have been learned from the silent era till now, and, of course, the early special effects. But of course, making movies isn't about special effects. They're just tools that are used to help put certain scenes together.
Well, I can tell you this, no one has ever represented an opening for the Weekly News as well as you did. So how do people get in touch with you, Corwin?
Well, I really don't have any website, so you can reach me through the Arlington Weekly News show here in Arlington Independent Media.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you, Corwin, so much for the work that you've done. I also want to suggest that you do a stop motion interview so that you can pump the Sustainable Scoop. And I want to thank you for joining us.
That'll be cute.
All right. And I want to thank you, viewers, for watching the Sustainable Scoop and giving one of our regulars and volunteers a chance to tell you about his passion. I'm Miriam Gennari. That's the Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.
All right, our styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari, and another installment of her Sustainable Scoop. Miriam's a little under the weather, so feel better and get back in the studio here with us.
We miss her already.
Real soon, Miriam, and that's it. We got to go. I'm getting the hook from our producer back there. That's it for this week. Next week, if you're there, we'll be here, and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week, and happy birthday, Alicia.
Yeah, happy birthday, Grandma.
Bye-bye.
90. Happy 90th.